Hello, and thank you for joining me in today's Rebel Reset show, where I hope to bring you a thought-provoking little nugget in under 10 minutes. And if we haven't met yet, my name is Catherine LaBelle. I am a certified professional coach, and I help people who are high achievers narrow down their priorities and solidify boundaries so they have more heart-thumping success. So if you want to know more about what I do and how I might work with you, you can always jump over to my website at rebelmindsetcoach.com, or you can always connect with me down below on the platform and I will get back with you. But let's dive in because I know you're busy and I have a fun topic today. It always brings a fairly significant response from people, including myself, when I first heard this concept. It's like wise words. And the concept is there are no mistakes. So I've heard some funny things like, did you see my mullet senior year? Something, Vegas, something. And we all get it, right? I mean, we can look back and feel deeply that we have made mistakes or we aren't proud of something. And so the wise words of there are no mistakes feels incorrect, or how can that be? And I think part of that has to do with if we use it as motivation that we don't want to make a mistake, we don't want to fail, that might spur us on. You know, the fear of failure is, a lot of people have that. And so it can play into getting the job done. So there is that sense of, well, don't take that away. I mean, that's a measurement of success, or that's how I spur myself on. So what would that do if I let that go? And I get that. That was me. And so what would happen if we pushed pause on that concept that we don't want to make a mistake and we've made mistakes, so let's don't do it again? What would happen if we stopped in this place and thought about, if there are no mistakes, what does that mean for us? So first, just the concept of, or the fact that when you are making a decision to do something, chances are excellent that you aren't deciding in the front of your brain, I'm doing something terrible, watch me now, right? You didn't decide when you had your mullet at the barber shop or wherever that this was the worst look you could come up with and you're going to be so embarrassed, watch me now. And when you got married to someone who, you know, at the time, and maybe it didn't work out, at the time, it was all you could wish for, right? Whatever decisions we've made that maybe we look back on them and might be tempted to think they were mistakes, they weren't mistakes at the time. And that's really where this has its grounding. So what a relief, right? I mean, if you give yourself a break and say, at that moment, I was doing my best, I made a good decision at that moment, that's probably true. So instead of chalking it up to bad decision making or what a failure you weren't a failure at the time. And it's fine to say, I wouldn't make that choice again, or I wouldn't make that choice now. But at the time, you did make that choice based on every piece of information you had. So what a relief of burdens of carrying around this weight that you failed all these times. It's more of that ended up not working out. Maybe it was successful for a while and now it doesn't work for you. Maybe you did it and it immediately was something you didn't want to do anymore, so you made a decision to change it, hopefully. So looking back, that is a way to let go of the burden of, keeping a tally of failures. Just consider it a decision you made at the time, and maybe it's not right for you anymore. Looking forward, the concept of there are no mistakes is freeing, make the best decision you can make at the time, in this moment, or tomorrow, or this afternoon, with all the powers that you have, try to be as calm and collected and even minded, right? Do a 360, as they say. And if you make a decision with the best tools that you have, that's the right decision for the moment. And then if you start living with the concept of there are no mistakes, and really that just means when things don't go as planned, fine, I make a new decision and move on. It really kind of relieves the tension of that fear of failure for your next decision. Just look at them as a series of decisions. And that also helps your mindset from, you can call it energy, perspective, mindset. It helps you from taking a really major nosedive, either being embarrassed about something you did in the past or being terrified of making a mistake in the future. If you just start considering there are no mistakes. There are just choices made in the moment with the best information we have at the time. And if we have to ask for a redo, ask for a redo. It really, I could not wrap my mind around this concept the first time I thought I heard it. I was super judgy about it. It was like kicking the leg out from my table of how I assess things. And I was like, don't you dare take that tool away from me. And it wasn't a tool. It was a burden. And, I still work on it because that's just how my brain is wired. But man, it's such a relief to just kind of let that go. And anyway, that occurred to me, and because I remind myself of it often, so things can creep back up, and that may happen to you too. But I just wanted you to think that through this morning, this afternoon, and just see how it works for you. Just roll it around in your brain and see how it might change how you look at something, either retroactively or maybe for your next step, for your next decision. And I hope it gives you some inspiration or some relief. And if you have any questions about it or comments, I'd love to hear from you. And I was just thinking about you. I hope you have a really great day. Bye.